Very good morning. Respected Dr. Pratap Bhanu Mehtaji, President, Center for Policy Research and keynote speaker of this conference also. Respected Professor Furkan Kamar Sahab, Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities, my organization. Professor G.N. Kaji Sahab, Vice Chancellor, Jamia Hamdard University, Delhi. Dr. R.P. Singh, Secretary General, Quality Council of India, esteemed Vice Chancellors and other delegates of this conference, my colleagues of AIU, my previous boss, Professor Bibidhar, he has joined us. I am very happy to see him here, because under his training only I can acknowledge that we have been groomed. The representatives of print and electronic media and my friends and colleagues of ASSOCHAM, our partnering organization. I have the honor of presenting the background of today's conference. I would like to start with this premise that 21st century has a distinct feature of having a knowledge revolution, which is essential not only for leveraging the economic development, but also providing better and healthier and qualitative life to the human beings. We have very aptly called this era as knowledge era. Knowledge society, knowledge economy, knowledge industry, and the latest of all is the creative economy. These are some of the popular connotations we have been encountering in our everyday life, everyday discussions, and we have been emphasizing that knowledge has to be harnessed for the human growth and societal welfare. That underlines the importance of knowledge as a cardinal factor for achieving the sustainable growth. The basic question comes, what are the sources of knowledge? Primarily, three sources of knowledge we have been depending upon. Number one, customs, traditions, practices, beliefs, and cultural values established by our ancestors. Appeal to conscience, sometimes reason is also another source of knowledge. And the most potent source of knowledge is new ideas, innovations, spirit of inquiry, inquisitiveness, creativity manifested in the form of research, which gives birth to new knowledge. Universities as the citadels of learning, centers of civilization and research and knowledge, they are entrusted upon these responsibilities, and they have been rendering it since their inception. They are the institutions dedicated to creation, preservation, assessment, and diffusion of scientific knowledge to the next generation through teaching and production of new knowledge through research. Society, culture, living condition of present-day society, present times, has been changing. Therefore, a need has been felt to give a new dimension to the functioning of universities. To gain competitive advantage, there is a dire need to strengthen the research base in the universities. On the contrary, a scenario has emerged that the quality of research, especially, is not reflecting a very encouraging trend. Literatures abound. Literatures reveal that the researchers in universities are constantly deteriorating so far as the quality is concerned, and therefore in some quarters also universities have been vehemently criticized. The quality and relevance of research in general and universities in particular have been receiving this criticism, and there is a general feeling of dissatisfaction regarding the quality of research. The reasons for this deteriorations are many, but some of the glaring factors that can be attributed. Number one, resource constraints, shortage of high quality and faculty and research team, lack of comprehensive research policy, misplaced priorities, and the most important to me is research is not considered as a lucrative career option. Casual approach of both scholar and guide. This is also a factor that is contributing to the quality deterioration. The prospective researchers are not adequately equipped to sense, understand, and articulate a research problem properly. Under this circumstance, research works comes out to be of unsatisfactory quality, repetitive in nature, and has got very little to add to the existing stock of knowledge, or has nothing new to offer to solve the present day problems. To contextualize the issue of quality of research, I would like to emphasize upon two perspectives. One is epistemology, which refers to the theory of knowledge, and other perspective is metaphysics, which refers to the nature of ultimate reality. The paradigm shift in knowledge spectrum has initiated debate among a large section of academia, whether the knowledge created by research should concentrate on theoretical research or it should give emphasis on applicatory aspects. To my mind, there should be a harmony between both. From the viewpoint of epistemology, the research output should add to the existing stock of knowledge. It should help us build up new theories. Similarly, they should have application too. Research diverse from social reality and relevance yields no result. It is the Newton's law of motion that paved the way for newer applications. Similarly, it was the theory of relativity that led to many applicatory aspects. On the other hand, applications of various theories have also formed the basis for new theories. Theory and applications are complementary to each other. Theories provide the way for applications, and applications crystallize these theories, whether it is theory or application. But research should have connectivity with society. It should percolate to the grassroots level. It must benefit the common man, lest it is a futile exercise. The issues pertaining to the apparent inadequacies of research has given a clarion call to the research communities, academia, policy planners, and all those who are at the helm of FIS to have a renewed commitment and make all-out effort to establish a suitable research ecosystem. Therefore, the theme of this conference, that is establishing research ecosystem in universities, breaking new grounds, was chosen. Though we are planning to create an environment and establish research ecosystem, some of our counterparts in Europe have already started working on it. And the concept of research university, I do not want to be elaborative about that. All of you know about the research universities. They really maintain a proper research ecosystem. The concept of research ecosystem is derived from the broader term ecosystem, that is a community of living organisms, plants, animals, and microbes, in conjunction with the non-living components of their surroundings, like air, water, mineral, and soil, interacting as a system. The research ecosystem of a university can be summed up as an interacting system of a well-knitted inner and outer component. The components of research ecosystem may be enlisted as following. That is inquisitiveness, generation of ideas, nurturing the ideas, broader pipeline of the doctoral students in every discipline, experience and dedicated resource persons, supervisory teams, and the teachers, adequate research infrastructure, funding in universities, and laboratories, library support, strong university, industry, and society interaction and linkage, which has been of late been emphasized, and the partnership between the corporate labs and universities, inter-university and interdepartmental cooperation also. Since the harmonious interaction among the various biotic and non-biotic components of a given ecosystem is a prerequisite for sustaining the system, the components of research ecosystem of an organization must also work together for not only the creation of new knowledge, but also for its applicability to the need of the society for nation building. Practically speaking, the research ecosystem must start at school level. Catch them young, that should be the motto. Creating an environment at school level that can challenge the traditional learning system. Stimulate critical thinking among the students and orient them to automatically land up in research and exploration of knowledge. And this process needs a thorough revamping of the curricular structure, pedagogy, capacity building in the institutions in the form of training, and maximizing the application of technology and providing necessary support system. All these issues relating to the theme of conference will be extensively deliberated by the invited speakers, panelists, and experts. We have made our best effort to design this format of this conference in 2 technical sessions. Each session will have a chairperson, a key speaker, a few panelists, and an expert who will be moderating the session based dealing by the panelist and on a few specific sub-themes and an expert for moderating the session, as I already told you. I hope the deliberation of this conference will bring some tangible outcome which may be forwarded to appropriate forums for some concrete actions for establishing a conducive ecosystem for research. I would like to conclude with this slogan that we are in the initial phase of a real growth. What we do with it, only entrepreneurship will decide, because we are living in the era of entrepreneurship and innovations. Once again, thanking you all and wishing you a very, very happy new year. I would like to conclude my speech here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pani, for giving us this very detailed and meaningful background to the theme of the conference today.